3,885 pounds, the new Bunkhouse Catalina Expedition landing here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. With that thick, arbor-like skin, 7-foot wide body, and the ability to put up to 480 watts of solar on this thing. It is built for getting off the grid. So there's a lot of brands that build something very much like this model, but I've never seen someone who builds something exactly like this. It's a good floor plan, and they just really did it in a different way. Now, it's going to seem strange to you that I say this now, but I actually record a lot of these video segments out of order before I put them back together, kind of like Frankenstein. But I mentioned several times outside this camper that it's 7 foot wide. It's actually 7'6" wide, which is one of the really key things here. It's very similar in that respect to like a Coachman Apex. But this isn't specifically built to be like lighter weight like an Apex. This is built to be heavy duty rugged. But it still has that core of a Catalina, and where a lot of that starts is right here with storage. Catalinas are really good at maximizing storage potential. That little pocket under the bed right there, that is separate from the front pass-through storage, and the power outlet right next to it is actually wired to the inverter. So if you are off-grid and want to be able to run a light, a fan, CPAP machine, etc., you have the ability to do that. Now, they've given you an option here. First, they give you this like headboard with kind of a little storage chest, but this is a Camp Queen bed. If you want to, this all the stuff up here at the foot of the bed, that stuff could, or headboard of the bed as it were, could easily be removed, and you could fit an 80-inch queen in here. That's kind of up to you. Now, another neat thing here, this doesn't just have a TV that's actually 12 volts. So if you are off-grid, it is off-grid friendly with a Bluetooth DVD player above. And I like how they scooted that up toward the ceiling a little bit and gave it a radius edge so it's not going to hit your head and gouge your shoulders or anything. All of the cabinetry in here is pocket screwed, made to last, because again, this thing could be jostled around quite a bit. But look at this cool standard feature. Right above the bed, you got the larger Max Air style vent fan to really get a lot of sweet airflow moving through the RV. Flip it around the other way, we have more of that same overhead cabinetry right above the dinette. And you can see a full-size 13,500 BTU air conditioner up there. All of our windows are going to have pleated shades for privacy, and you have that huge kind of overlook window here looking at our dining table. Now, this dining table, just like the kitchen countertop, is a sealed edge press membrane material. We got some folks coming out to look at a new toy hauler right now, apparently in the background there. But the idea here is if you spill a drink, no big deal. Just wipe it up. It's not going to hurt anything. There's also handy power outlets there right under that dining table. The one thing you won't find, though, are, well, two things, actually. Carpet and floor vents. Instead, you're going to have cabinet ducted heating because it is such a small space, and this isn't necessarily built to be some kind of crazy, super fancy Arctic camper. It's made to just kind of get you there, get you off the grid, keep you fed, keep you dry. That's the idea behind this one. And when I first saw it, I thought it was a little weird. They actually didn't run that cabinet all the way over here to the door. But the more I looked at it, the more I kind of like it because it makes the doorway look and feel open. You aren't inclined to like clock your head on it. At least I'm not. I'm clumsy that way. I also want to proactively answer something. Right here, we have a 5-point something or other cubic foot fridge with a freezer drawer inside, as you can see there, and a microwave above. Someone's going to say, can I get it without the microwave and a bigger 2-door fridge freezer? No, you cannot. This is how they build them. They only build them this way. A lot of times when I ask people why is that, they say, well, I want a bigger fridge. Here's the thing I don't think a lot of people realize about this. This has the exact same amount of refrigerator space as a 2-door, 6 cubic foot fridge freezer. It simply has half the freezer space. And I get that that's not as much freezer space. I'm pretty good with math. I understand that half is less than 1. But I think it's enough for this little camper, for running around for a weekend. It seems reasonable to me. Easy reach power outlets, nice breeze window. And by virtue of the fact you have both a sink cover and a flush mount recessed stovetop, you actually have decent prep space considering the size of the RV. I mean, it's not as much as it theoretically, I guess, could have been, but I don't know how you would have tried to get any more out of this. I suppose it wouldn't be too hard, though, to maybe add like a little flip-up countertop extension. But a full oven. A lot of these single axle off-grid campers actually do not have ovens, which I think is a neat thing here. And a set of double drawers. A lot of little campers like this also do not have any drawers, so I think it's cool that they're addressing those two potential needs. Another thing that's nice here is all of our lighting can be individually controlled, so if you want to really be careful with how much power you're using off your battery, you can make sure that you're sipping your battery holding capacity, not gulping it. From here, quick look, and whether you're using the bunks for sleeping, which is probably the most obvious thing, or for cargo space, this camper works exceptionally well. And that 7.5 foot wide body, it gives you just that extra bit of walking space here between like the dinette and the kitchen, so you never feel like you're really stuffed into a corner. And I like how they left that bottom area wide open for easy cargo pass through. If you didn't, it would be nothing. Like if you're like, I don't want that wide open, well, it'd be absolutely zero effort whatsoever to put like a little cargo net in there. Foot flush toilet, handy outlets right here in the bathroom is a nice touch. And you can see how it has just an easy step in tub. Not a, yeah, nope, I'm sorry. Has an easy step-in shower, not a travel trailer tub. I went to say that for a second, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right to me. So, notice too, a full shower surround paneling and skylight. Here's another neat thing on these. A lot of these single-axle campers you find in the RV market, they're only like 5'9" tall, or maybe 6'1". Some of them are very short. This is a full 6.5 foot interior height, but another neat thing here in the shower is that you've also got the Shower Miser water saver system, so if you really want to make sure you're not losing a drop of that precious fresh water when you're off-grid, this is yet another camper that can fulfill that need for you. Starting outside in that front pass-through compartment, it's nice that it is a true pass-through. Couple things here. We have a 1,000-watt inverter built into this thing, and that will power the outlets by the headboard of the bed. So if you need a CPAP machine or a fan or something at night, you have it. We have our handy battery disconnect switch, then you've got that big solar controller right there. This RV, it kind of confuses some people. It does not have a built-in factory solar package. And a lot of people are like, what do you mean? Well, see, the thing is it has roof and rear wall solar prep. And the reason that they did that is because, riddle me this. Tell me what the correct amount of solar is. What is the right amount of solar? There's no answer to a question like that because it varies so much for every single person. So if all you want is like a little 50-watt panel or 100-watt panel, you can put those on here, no sweat. But you can go up to 480 watts of solar on this thing. So that if you really just want to get off grid and stay there indefinitely, this is capable of doing that. They let you build your own solar system. A lot of differences here from most of these single axle kind of solar ready, weekend warrior type campers, is that this is a full 7 foot wide and it has an extremely thick skin. All of the, kind of like my wife, right? All of the skin on this thing is 67% thicker than conventional sidewall aluminum. It's a 0.04 inch thickness. It is like a suit of armor around this thing, and the reason they did that is so that if you're going national park camping or something like that, if there's tree branches in it, rakes the side of this thing. Big deal. All it's just gonna shrug it right off and laugh at it. Now there's only two options even available on these, and we have them both here because we figured why not. First is that power tongue jack up front. Why wouldn't you put that on there? Second are the kayak mounts on the roof rack. And for no more than the cost, once again, we said might as well, and you can use that roof rack for anything. I would say bikes, but you can see how we've got the jacket bike rack on the front here. Also, before we hop to the rear area, a couple things to point out. You've got dual propane tanks with an auto changeover regulator. That is nice. Most single axle campers have a single propane tank, and UV tinted windows to help keep the sunshine out is an excellent thing to find here. Now just behind those aluminum wheels, and note by the way, you see that spare tire, which is standard, it's a full spare. It's the same like off-road tire that you have on your main tire, so God forbid you do have a flat for any reason, you have a full true spare supporting you there. Like a lot of versions of campers like this, you have that kind of fold up cargo bunkhouse right here to give you tons of space. And that's what's kind of neat about this one. Since this is something made for really getting off the beaten path, if you're using those bunks for storage, you're going to love that cargo garage. Now, that rear ladder actually can fold up. So like if you have big stuff like bicycles or something hanging off the back and the front, like if the whole family is bringing mountain bikes, you have all the room in the world to do that. And you might notice those rear wall solar prep panels. Like you could attach some of those flexible solar panels to the rear wall of this thing very easily, and then you can have, say, flexible or fixed panels on the roof. So you can really, I mean, you can go solar crazy on this thing. Of course, it's got normal Catalina features like backup camera prep. You got the little pet leash latch, and we do have a power awning with lighting. That is an anti-slam door. You can see the stable steps and the larger handle for easy come and go. And I think I'm gonna do something stupid, and we're gonna climb that ladder and get a look at the roof here despite the weather. I really shouldn't be up there, but I just can't help myself. I'm just dedicated like that. Well, I was going to, at least. I got up that rear ladder and looked at a sheet of ice and went, nah, it's not worth breaking my neck. I'm sure you understand. So I mentioned the power tongue jack, those kayak mounts on the roof. Those are the only two options available on this. The power tongue jack's a no-brainer. The kayak mounts, they cost a little bit of nothing, so we figured, why not throw them up there? The worst case scenario, you just take them off and don't use them and give them to the next person who buys a camper. No big deal. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. She's small, she's cool, she's very customizable, got a full interior height, wider body, thicker skin. Very different, cool kind of camper. I really like it. Give us a call here at Haylett RV. I don't care where you live. If you appreciate the things that we're doing here for you, all I ask for in return is the fair opportunity to earn your business. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.